Greetings and hallucinations to all of you fellow FAF players. I've gotten a lot of feedback over the last week. I have been thoroughly enjoying casting, and I believe that I finally got all of the issues taken care of. Hopefully today the video will be a little bit better quality. I did disable my second monitor and tweak a couple of things in the background settings so that hopefully I will get a little less pixelation and frame rate lag on the casts. Um, as far as the future goes on that, I will be getting a new graphics card probably within the next month, so you can expect another boost in quality then. Today, I have a cast of 5v5 Wonder. I know I have done one or two of those in the past. Two, I believe. One was a point of view and one a regular cast. I do enjoy this map recently because it is an incredibly teamwork-based map. Teamwork always trumps individual play on this map. All of your spots are so close together. There's so many mechs spread out that you can share. There's reclaim in the center. Everything is built around teamwork, so usually if you can get a team in Mumble, you have a better chance of winning, as I have shown a couple of times already. This is a fairly high-ranked match. On the north side, we can already see a raid coming out here for Incom. We have Incom, Total Tuna, Xanalar, Robo Danny, and last but not least, Keezer, running a full spectrum of the factions. South side, we have Hojoke, Destiny Potato, Carly, Inf Chico, and Soviet Pride. Rating advantage to the southern team. I think averaging this out, it may still come out to an average Joe's. But we will see how the play unfolds. I'm going to bump up the speed here just a little bit in the early game so we can knock some of this out, and I will probably end up slowing down a little later when the action starts coming in. This little hunter here has successfully picked off an engineer, and we can see another hunter out on the south side trying to do the same thing. Run-bys on this map are extremely effective because normally the ACUs are coming out to the center, and there's not a whole lot of early tanks because there's so much reclaim and expansion. So there's going to be a lot of engineers out early. If you can sneak by, here we have two Mantis running. You will more than likely pick up a handful of engineers and possibly a mechs, depending on how well you can micro it. Right now, the players are just expanding into their base, trying to pick up the reclaim in the center, and trying not to get left out. These two Mantis are being incredibly successful. Mantis showing their strength, being able to run quickly, greatly outpacing strikers and able to keep ahead of them and kill all of these mechs around the outside. Excellent work there. Alright, I'm going to slow down a bit here and we can take in a little more. Chico has gotten the T2 upgrade. Cyber and point defense, not the greatest thing in the world, but when you're going up against an unupgraded comm, and this is a very spammy map, Cyber Point Defense does do its job well against T1 units. Looks like he does have the gun upgrade on that commander, so he does have a pretty good chance of holding this. Chico will need to get up one or two more point defense to hold this gap. The Seraphim Comm with gun upgrade is a tough ACU. This run by here being incredibly successful. Carly pushed all of his units over to try and help hold this gun comm back. Incom saw the opportunity, Destiny Potato has made no units, just strictly playing the turtle. And with Carly's units out of the way, this was able to just knife right up the center. This map, even though the action is somewhat drawn into the center, spam is much more effective than point defense. Because, as we just saw happen, you may be able to guard your base with a couple T2 point defense, but the other people, teamwork does not work when all of your units are stationary. Again, Hojo just got done dealing with that last run by with the 2 Mantis and losing all of his outside mechs. And here comes all the way around the outside edge, 4 more Mantis. Mechs going down again. Always such a depressing thing to see when all of your units are at the front. And now this is a huge mistake here. Sending 35, 40 T1 tanks to deal with 4 Mantis is quite a bit of overkill. I'm going to slow down just a tick more. One interesting thing about Wonder is this is a mistake. Building point defense, first of all, but building point defense on the outside edge of this arm, because point defense cannot fire right here, and T1 mobile arty can tuck right into this gap right here and kill point defense. So if you're able to catch a player that has turtled too far back, you can actually kill his entire fire base with just a handful of T1 mobile arty. Really funny to see when you're doing it. Really annoying and sickening to see when it's happening to you. These Mantis still on the run. This is 10 kills, 6 kills, and 8 kills. The vet on these Mantis is crazy. That is a 3, 2, and 3 vet. These little guys down here might get the Hero of the Match award. Oblivion turret is up in the center. Unfortunately, Oblivions just have such a low fire rate. When there's this much spam on the map, I would be worried about their effectiveness. So far, except for a small amount of pushing into each side, the line has held pretty steady at the halfway point. But now we have another push from Carly right up the center. Someone did go tack launcher upgrade. These mechs that we see missing. Well, no, tack launcher was built by Destiny Potato. I love that name. Tack launchers are incredibly effective on this map because everything is packed in so close together. I'm going to bump the speed back up for a second as everything is settling into a stalemate. Right now, as far as eco goes, Soviet Pride is probably doing RAS. He just hit a hard mass stall. 129 on the board for Soviet Pride there, I think, when 123 for Keyser. So as normal, as you would expect, the air players are top of the board on mass income. Most of the others are in the 30 to 40 range, with the exception of Incom, who is currently pushing 70 mass. All T2 mechs, except for his front, starting to cap them off, and has had the benefit of not being on the receiving end of a run-by. Mobile missile launchers at the front trying to break this Cybern base. I am not sure what Incom is planning here. He is going for T2 power, teching up further. Although with the amount of mobile missile launchers that both Hoj and Potato are pushing out, that fire base is not going to be safe for very long at all. Robo Danny pushing a Seraphim Turtle. Seraphim point defense are very, very strong as far as their raw DPS goes. And on this map, you don't have to worry about them hitting terrain since it is pretty flat for the most part. And then Seraphim shields are, of course, amazing versus Cybern. This is not going to succeed, I would think. Units pushing in from Xanalar. If this is done correctly, they can break this base. There are some Ilshivas in that mix. And yes, Chico is running for his life in terror. Soviet has built a T2 transport for Carly. Have to watch out. There may be something devious in the works for that. Soviet Pride is doing the smart thing. He is building shields over his power and over his more important mechs. I imagine he's going to go T3 first. Strat bombers on your power on this map is a big problem. The distance is so short that you don't have much reaction time even with ASF. And both air players are Cybern. So with the stealth option, that can possibly get hairy, especially if no one is able to maintain an Omni at the front. An Omni in the rear airbase only covers in a U about right here. So there is enough space that you can sneak in strat bombers. Hoj has finally had enough of the Mantis run-bys, and he has decided that it is time to wall himself in. I was correct. Incom is taking the tech option. He is throwing up hives on a T3 land factory, pushing out bricks at the moment, and has already come out with 3 T3 mobile artillery. Fire bases are useless at this point. Oh, unless Potato has demolishers and they left these unprotected, not under a shield. One volley from these 4 and most of those died. Sniper bots coming in from Total Tuna. This is dangerous here. Carly is at half shields and Chico is at 800 health. Sniper bots pick him off. Sniper bots incredibly strong on a map like this if you're not wary. Ooh. Such an amazing unit and so underused. I especially like the Seraphim ones, but the Aeon ones are pretty good as well. Strat Bomber under stealth coming in from Soviet Pride. He is going to try to pick up the build power. He killed the T2 power and quite a few engineers with that, but he will lose it right there. Inch Chico is blowing the economy out of the water, maintaining a 255 steady income. Soviet Pride 266, 256. Soviet Pride actually has more eco. He must have been in a power stall when I looked at this. Power stalls will make your mass count go down. Ah. Bomber was killed, but not before it got off its bomb. Push by Harbies and Bricks up the center. This is going to be hard to stop. No T3 units on the field right now other than 2 Percivals from Destiny Potato. Although he did He was given a T2 engineer and some T1s by Carly, so he was able to start some point defense. But by that time, these units were already past. Heavy trebuchet fire coming down now on Hojok's base. Cybern Strat Bombers, I believe, have 7 area of effect. Possibly 8, but I think it's 7. That is their strength. While they do a little less damage, you could see one bomb directly on the air factory and all of this build power just disintegrated. A Soul Ripper has been started by Soviet Pride and a Megalith by Keyser at virtually the same time. This is about to enter the T4 stage of the map. T3 spam is active on the field, and fire bases are going up to try and protect these rear bases from it. Ilshiv is coming down the left side now. This is crucial to the northern team to keep this vacant base denied. They do not want this eco to get into the hands of the southern players. Strat run coming in by Keyser. 8k health on Hoj now. Another bomb on the northern side, build power going down everywhere. These Strat Bombers are finished now. Not able to do too awfully much damage, but bricks and harbs coming in. That is the end of Hojok. He does not have to worry about run-bys anymore. Soviet Pride is pushing whalers now. I love T3 gunships. The whaler is an interesting unit because it does have area of effect, I believe, on its gun. I need to brush up on my unit stats because I'm drawing a mental blank on some of these. I know the T2 Cybern gunship has AoE. I want to say the T3 does as well, but do not quote me on that. I may look it up after the cast and add it. Destiny Potato now has a good number of Percivals on the field. A total of 11, 9 of them on this side. He will be able to deny most T3s with this. UEF just keeps getting stronger and stronger the more Percivals you can get in one spot. Bricks and Harbingers are just not going to keep up. Another thing that I love about Harbingers, besides their speed, is their ability to reclaim. When you run into walls like this, that have such high health and are such a pain to kill, you can run up with a Harbinger and reclaim wall sections. You can manually reclaim them and just zip through the lines that way. The Megalith is alive, crawling oh so slowly across the field. I have built one of these on Wonder before in my rear base, and the game was over before the thing walked to the front. Megaliths are powerful, but they are painfully slow compared to the other T4s. Well, maybe not the Fat Boy, but still. Interesting FYI, Megaliths move faster underwater than they do on land. The Ripper has left the docking station, pushing left. I think Megalith number 2 out for Keyser, burning up that mass for all he's worth. Let's check here for Soviet Pride. Has 62 ASF. And Keyser only has 44, so if he is able to get at least one good run by on these ASF, he will secure air control. Bugs are so flimsy against air, though. Oh, look at the health just peeling off of that. Down to 1/3. Down to 10% health. He's going to have to run back to base. He did manage to kill the Megalith, but there is another Megalith here. If they can keep that back, he is running towards the shield and Sam's. They will not be able to move to the front with the megalith. The bug has picked up one vet. That T4 kill was enough to tip it over. Fat Boy online for Potato. Fat Boy combined with a good group of Percivals is one of the more dangerous things in Forged Alliance. You do not want to have to defend against this. T3 push on the bottom. Robo Danny has made the transition to T3 land with a vengeance. He is pushing flak, siege tanks. However, there is not enough flak to deny that bug, and Keyser is going to sit on his ASF at the moment. Bricks coming in from Incom. Not enough Percivals to deny. Fat Boy is going to have to run away. They will break off, it looks like. I have an extreme dislike for Seraphim T3. The siege tanks just don't do it for me. They technically have good DPS. On paper they look good, but they just sit so low to the ground that any interruption in the terrain blocks their shots, and they don't move very quickly and have short range. So Bricks and Percivals just demolish them. And then Harbingers are so much faster, they can just run away. So, and I'm not a big fan. I think these Bricks are going to catch up to the Fat Boy. Health peeling off of this shield. And the shield is down. Not much health on a Fat Boy. It has picked up a vet, but I don't... Soul Ripper coming in for the rescue. This is a second Soul Ripper. It has full health. The other is slowly regenning, holding towards the back. Soul Ripper is one of the T4s that does not have regen right off the bat. You do have to pick up a veterancy before it starts healing. I don't think they were expecting to lose that fight. The other Megalith had come to the front, but now he's pushing back. Whole lot of siege tanks here for Xanalar. My goodness, 25 siege tanks. He needs to be pushing. That is more than enough siege tanks to break someone. As long as he can get some flak to go with it. Looks like about 10 strap bombers out for Keyser. He does 9. He does have them under cloak. So these will not be visible, I think, to Soviet Pride. Yes, they will. There is an Omni somewhere up here. SACU has gone down. It died to that Galactic Colossus. I was halfway thinking that I had missed an ACU kill, and I was thinking, how on earth did I miss that? Those have been spotted by Soviet Pride. Poor little defenseless strap bombers. And poof. They all go bye-bye. Well, for a minute there, I thought that this was going to be game over when 2 players died on the Southern team, but Destiny Potato has managed to lock down both sides. He is going to have a monstrosity of an economy. He is pulling 503 mass right now. That is over 100 higher than Soviet, who is second. So we have the 2 top eco players on the Southern team, plus Carly.
Strategic launch detected.
Ha ha ha. A nuke. Nuke launched by Destiny Potato. There is no time to run. There is nothing to do. Your nuke defense is not loaded. You are now crispy fried. That is going to be a hard loss for the northern team. Very hard. Incom had been holding down the right side, feeling all of those bricks. Keys are not. Oh, Xanalar has gone T3 air as well. Xanalar is trying his best to knock down that bug, and he got it. Bug is down, but now they have a megalith to deal with. The bug was able to mop up all of the siege tanks. Highly unfortunate that Keyser did not get in on that. If he had knocked out that bug sooner, that would have been absolutely devastating for the southern side. There was nothing to stop that. They had a chicken and 25 to 30 siege tanks. They could have easily killed that megalith and gone on a rampage. This is what I was talking about right at the beginning of the cast. This is teamwork. This is individual play. Robo Danny acts and has no backup from his team, and his units get killed. Xanalar acts and he has T3 air and 30 siege tanks. Robo Danny sends a chicken with him, but there's no cooperation from the air player, so all of this mass goes to the southern team, and that fails. And it's happening in several places at several times now. Massive strat bomber run. Oh, he's running, sprinting through his shields, trying to stay covered, and he does. That looked to be about 15 or 16 strats. Unable to kill Potato. Still love that name. Destiny Potato, I would not mind if you just stayed with that moniker. Megalith getting a lead on the GC. Total Tuna being a little unobservant there. But tack launchers. Not enough to kill it, but enough to make it think twice. This is a monster of a reclaim field. Half-built megalith, T3 air factory, or T3 land factory, and T3 power. Soviet pride coming around to protect these whalers, and he does have yet another bug. I believe that is bug number 3. Gonna try to get that in past. Xanalar did see it, and he brought his air in to try and help. They still, there it goes. Bug is down. Soviet pride still managing to hang on to air control though versus 2 players. Of course, when you have a 90,000 health meat shield. Oh, stealth strat run on the south side. I don't think there was Omni on this side. That's gonna be bad. Oh, just enough shields. If he can get his air back around. 2 more strats coming in. 1 bomb is off. Some health gone on that comm. Here comes the rest. Oh! 2 more hits, but it just wasn't enough. That was hairy. He's rebuilding the shields around himself. I would be too, buddy. Loads of TAC missiles from Total Tuna. They just have so much TMD to fly over. Nuke number 2. SMD was loaded. Oh my. Soviet pride was able to kill this power generator. And the nuke was aimed in the wrong spot. It still hit. Total Tuna has a Caesar out, but he's died. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I saw all the white. He did not die. That was the other player, but the Caesar was dropped. Oh, so much back and forth on this game. And there he goes. Keyser has left the building. And now comes the Percivals. There is still a chicken up here on the north side. They really haven't noticed yet. If he stays out of range of the Percivals, the area of effect on that will do a lot of good, but oh, I think this is over. Total tuna goes up. That only leaves Robo Danny and Xanalar. And I really don't think that there's much they can do considering this. Percival's backed up by the fat boy. So many sniper bots. Holy cow. Not really putting them to effective use, and all it's going to take is one fat boy shot, and those are all going to die. Yep, that's what's going to happen. 2 chickens is not enough to break a megalith and a bug, my friend. You should not have even tried. Should have kept them to try and deny this GC. Xanalar being the brave one and walking to the front to overcharge the Percivals. Percivals were able to kill his entire power grid though. So even if he survives this, I don't think that there will be much in it for him. He lives! I must see. Strat Bomber's coming in. What he has before he dies. Ras T3 and gun. Attempted it. Oh! Successful dodge. He has his ASF here. Still clinging to life by a thread. The GC kills Robo Danny. And boom. Game over. Again, I didn't want to say it, but I was 95% sure that the south side had lost. Very effective raiding early from the northern team. Good use of spam. Good teamwork. But in the end, they were not able to deny the 2 players that they killed. They were not able to deny these expansions. And all of that eco in the hands of one person with a good air player, it's nearly impossible to overcome. Destiny Potato finishing out the match with 744 income on Wonder. Insane amount of mass. Was able to bring it back and just steamroll the top side. Very good game to all the players in here. Hopefully we can all see the importance of working together to hold a side and to coordinate attacks instead of running in over and over again. Like trying to break down a brick wall with your hands. Alright, well, thanks for watching, people.